Hi YouTube, this is Cecilia Lane here. I am coming to you with my update. It's my 2-year surgery, actually a little bit outside of the 2-year surgery. I had my surgery in September of 2010 and it is now October of 2012. I am holding steady at actually I hit 149 the other day. Woohoo! 149. I usually weigh between 149 and 154. Depending on the month, time of the month, things like that. So I'm holding steady there, and I do work at maintaining that weight. So I am conscientious about what I eat and my portion size and things like that that impact the fluctuations in my weight. So today I wanted to do an interview with my husband, who's back there, about his thoughts on the whole WLS weight loss surgery and how that has impacted our relationship, or my relationship with, as he sees it from his perspective, how it's impacted me, our relationship, my relationship with our daughter, and things of that nature. So he's over there doing that. I'm going to try and get him to come over now. So babe, you ready? He's coming. Probably going to have to put this up higher because he's very tall. Although I'm standing on his exercise machine here. There we go. So don't stand on the exercise thing so we're the same height. There we go. So this is my husband, Curtis. We've been together for 16 years now, and when we first met, I was about 200 and something pounds. So he's been with me through thick and thin, from my biggest to now my smallest. And so I had a couple of questions and thought you all would be interested in his answers. So during the weight loss process, what do you think has been the most difficult for you? So during my weight loss process, what has been the most difficult for you?
Mood swings, change in attitude, I mean, honestly, there hasn't been a lot to deal with. Just adjusting to you becoming a new person, a different person, because you've definitely changed, having gone through the process and all of the changes that it puts you through. You come out a different individual on the other side. So that's how, I won't say it's been difficult, but it's certainly been
an adjustment.
It's been an adjustment, but it's been more like a journey.
Cool. What have you enjoyed the most about my transformation?
The fact that you have more confidence and self-esteem about yourself. You take more pride in who you are and what you do. It's good. I'm happy for you.
Thank you. How do you feel WLS has impacted our relationship? And do you think it's impacted it negatively or positively? And if so, in what way?
I think it's impacted it. I think that it's impacted it positively, in that, again, it's allowed you to become a more assertive individual and show of yourself. So you have more confidence to go out in the world and do the things that you've always wanted to do. You're even more confident in being with me, whether it's just hanging out or being intimate or whatever the case is. You just have a new assurance about letting go and enjoying yourself and not being self-conscious about things that you were embarrassed about or uncertain of before.
That's a really great answer. Were you scared for me to have the surgery?
Yeah, absolutely. I was afraid that you were going to suffer some long-term side effects. And I guess that has been one of the challenges, is you adjusting to the digestive change, and that certain foods don't always stay down, it's hard to swallow, you have to eat slowly.
I smell funny.
Your metabolism's changed, things like alcohol just run right through you and stink up the place.
Stinky. Garlic, any kind of strange food makes me stinky, huh?
Yeah. But back to the original question, I lost it for a second. Was I scared of anything?
And did you want me to have the surgery?
No, I didn't want you to have the surgery, because of course I was happy with you the way that you are, as far as self-esteem issues and self-consciousness. That was something that you and I was working on over the years and continually, and I felt that with time and as things progress, you would have, as a relationship progressed, you would have gotten better about that, and of course you would have gotten better about that with age as well, just through maturity and wisdom. So if I had it my way, no, you wouldn't have had the surgery. But it's what you wanted, and making you happy makes me happy. So.
Oh, babe. Do you find me more or less attractive now, or is it the same but just different?
Yeah, I'd say the last answer. It's the same in that it's you, but it's a different you, and it's again an adjustment into. It's an adjustment to a different side of you, a different aspect of you. So, the attraction and everything is still there, and it's still growing and becoming deeper as it would had the surgery had never happened. Just, I think, on a different path, because you're a different individual. Well, slightly, somewhat.
So this is a rather risque question, but what impact, if any, has it had on our intimate relations?
Well, for me, I miss all the,
The good stuff.
Yeah, all my stuff. But it's different in that, you can more easily and comfortably get into different positions, and dealing with your weight isn't an issue. So it's definitely what do I say? It's like they say, the smaller women are built for speed, and the bigger women are built for comfort.
Stop. But we've explored some new things, right, since then, I guess.
Well, I guess it's different for you because...
Yeah, I think it's more impacted me.
Yeah, because...
my comfort level, and...
it allows you to be more comfortable.
And I'm not suffocating.
Exactly, there's no suffocation, and you can actually enjoy the position.
Without the leg cramp
or
something.
Face turning blue.
What is life like being bigger than me now? After years of me being bigger than you, what's it like? And I know in stature you've always been bigger than me, but in weight and size, I've actually been bigger than you. My biggest was what, like 250, 260, and you're 200 at your highest?
Yeah.
Fighting weight for you is like 190, maybe 205. So what's that been
Yeah.
like?
I don't like it.
Okay, we'll leave it there.
No, it's okay. I mean, it's good in the sense that, you know, I get to see a different side of you know, your sensuality, your sexuality, your sex appeal, and things of that nature. And you know, again, it's a difference in dealing with your presence in the sense, you know, holding you and things.
Picking me up.
Yes, that's definitely one of the things.
It's really easy now, isn't it?
Yeah.
Or please say it's really easy.
Yeah, it is.
Do you think that it's impacted at all, say, me being a role model for our daughter?
Yeah, because, you know, again, it comes back to self-esteem and having that confidence and respect for yourself, and that allows you to set a more positive example for her. So I think definitely it's a good thing for her, or at least a benefit, you know, for her, in that she gets to see her mom and experience her mom being someone who's
Higher
sure of
functioning.
themselves,
Yeah.
um, and not afraid to just, you know, to be who they are. You know, I know some people may argue that because they'd say, well, you're not who you are, you physically augment it, but I think it's allowed you to bring out who you really are without second guessing and doubting yourself.
Do you think I took the easy way out?
Um,
And this is from somebody who, as you can see, works out incessantly. I'm just saying, I just want to say, this is a man who believes in exercise and diet and the old-fashioned way. So from that perspective, how do you feel? Do you feel I took the easy way out? Has it been easy for me?
No, you've tried it, you know, you've tried the old-fashioned way for a long time, you know, diet, exercise, but it was always yo-yos, and that, you know, you diet for a while, it'll work, and eventually you fall off the diet, and the weight just comes back on, and back and forth, and back and forth. Same thing with exercise. And that's just a hard thing to do if that's not a change that you can make to have it become your lifestyle, and not just a temporary lifestyle, but for the rest of your life, then that's difficult to do. You know, like I've said to you before, I'm fortunate to have a high metabolism and not have weight problems like a lot of people, because I've tried a diet before. You know, I've tried fasting just for 7 days, and I couldn't make it. I tried it twice, and you know, I bombed out both times after the third day. I just couldn't do it. And so I'm very fortunate to not have, you know, the weight issues. So, you know, I feel for people who do have those issues, and I understand how impossible it can seem, because it's hard. It's really hard, you know, and it's not easy to do even when you're inclined, you know, to diet, to eat right and exercise and things like that. So if this was something that you had just immediately opted for, without, you know, putting any real effort towards other things, then, you know, then maybe I would have that attitude towards it. But, you know, I've watched you for years, yo-yo on diets, yo-yo in exercise, yo-yo in all different sorts of weight loss gimmicks, and, you know, nothing was consistent, nothing was lasting. All of it was just momentary, fleeting. And so, you know, I think that, you know, this was the logical and sensible, you know, solution, you know, for someone who who really needs to get the weight off.
Do you feel like I've permanently changed my diet, how I eat, my portion size? Do you see me as seeing food differently, or?
Yeah, definitely. Your portion sizes have changed. Your appetite has changed. And you have a more responsible attitude towards food now. Because of all you went through to get to this point, I think that you have more of appreciation for what you've accomplished through it all, and you've been able to mature and deeply appreciate the responsibility that you should have towards food and exercise and things like that in order to keep yourself healthy.
Okay. What advice, if any, would you give to other spouses out there? I know people have, asked me on YouTube before, like, what do I say to my husband who doesn't want me to have this, who's scared? I know some of the advice I've given is, a lot of times it's just fear that we won't come out of it from the other side. So what advice do you have about the surgery and then the implications thereafter, and how to deal with that adjustment so that it doesn't result in possibly the destruction of your relationship?
Well, I think in order to prevent a meltdown of the relationship, first,
Excuse me. Thanks.
You and your spouse would have to be on the same page about it. It's certainly not something that you can just run off and do and totally disregard how your spouse feels about it. You have to come to terms with it. And the thing that helped me is researching it myself, looking into it and seeing what the side effects are and how other people have come out of it, and what the pros and cons are, and what the success rates are, and things, and all of that stuff. And even though I still wasn't totally for it, and again, if I'd had my way, I wouldn't have done it, because I wanted you the way that you were. It was something, knowing that this is something that you really wanted, and knowing what you had gone through to come to that decision, I was able to, accept that. And so I think that if you were able to understand why this is important to your spouse, and understand what it is that they're trying to do, and not just make, assumptions about what it is and how it'll turn out through research, then, I think that that'll bring a lot of people around, or a lot of us guys. So.
And any advice as far as the actual transformation? So watching your spouse go from maybe somebody who's not quite so confident, assured, and that means in their work environment, and their relationship with you, and then that transformation to, being this person that maybe now is putting up higher standards, or changing the game halfway in the game, How do you deal with that? Do you feel like I changed the rules in the middle of the game?
Yeah, you're a bit more demanding. Yeah. You've because you've been able to naturally raise some standards for yourself, and I guess that just happens by default, because now you're more sure of yourself, you're more confident in things like that, then things naturally go to another level. And so now that translates into everything around you, your household, your workspace, your personal life, all of that. And like I said, all of these things that were in you before, all of the standards and ideologies and things like that you were afraid to express previously, now you're not. It's all coming out, it's all out there, and so the world changes for you, and the world around you has to change, or you change it, and the world around you has to accept that change, or else things don't work out too well. So yeah, it's a step up. It's a step up in the relationship, in that if I did have a problem before with treating you a certain way or talking to you a certain way, I'm not allowed to get away with that now, because you're not afraid to say, hey, don't do that, don't treat me that way. And not that before I was some
or you were okay
I was some
with
mean
that.
guy who wanted to treat you that way. It was just some character defect of mine that just went unchecked, and now you're able to say, hey babe, you've been doing this, and it's not right. And I'm able now, that's a benefit for me, because I'm able to reflect on myself and look at my flaws, and that helps me in not just dealing with you, but dealing with our daughter, and dealing with other women out in the world, and dealing with people out in the world in general. So by you having this natural improvement within yourself, it forces me to better myself, and now I have to say, okay, wait a minute, I've gotten into some bad habits here, and she's pointing it out and calling me out on it, and now I can do something about it, and I can make my life easier. I can make my life better, because now I can relate to people in a more meaningful and effective way. And that's just good all around, because people respond better to you, you get more out of them, and so on. So it's a good thing. It's a challenge. It's different. It's unexpected. But if you look at it, if you're willing to have the patience and put in the effort to look at it the right way and work at it, it will really help you. And it's a cyclical thing, because you get better, you make me better, then I raise the bar and I make you better, and so on and so on and so forth. So it's good.
So it's a positive evolution. Positive evolution. All right, so it's 22 minutes and we've really gone on. Thank you so much, YouTube, and I'll see you next time.